Hello once again everyone. This week's entry is truly epic, in as much as a zombie movie can stink, that is. But before we go any further, spoiler alert! Zombie 4 After Death from 1988 begins with narration explaining how zombies were brought about while a group of researchers on an island were trying to find a cure for cancer. Then some opening credits pop up to some very 80s music. The movie kicks off with a voodoo priest trying to take his afflicted wife out of her misery. This woman is really hamming up the entire scene. Worst acting of the film. Once you see the rest of the movie, you'll know exactly how bad that really is. Meanwhile, a group of people are trying to end everything, but they're too late, and the voodoo priest has ended his wife's misery by sending her to hell. Really? Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this. You can tell he's evil by the upside down cross on his forehead, as if you weren't sure by the weird chanting or anything else. The group wants to kill the priest, but the lead guy says they need him to stop the zombie curse. The priest says that it can't be stopped, so they shoot him. Oh, we don't need you after all? Right. His wife and a bunch of other zombies then pop up from the ground with really bad dental work and attack everyone. Some over-the-top gore happens, and we cut to a man, his wife, and their 3 or 4-year-old daughter running through the jungle from zombies. The man is attacked by a zombie jumping from a tree, and instead of the mother taking their daughter and running, she does something stupid. She places a weird necklace on her daughter and tells her to keep running no matter what. So you're not going to pick up your daughter and run. You're going to send her off by her little short-legged, definitely slower than a zombie self, while you waste time attacking the zombie that's preoccupied eating your husband. Really, lady? Anyway, the mother's eaten by zombies, and we cut to 20 years later, as the little girl, now grown, and a bunch of soldiers of fortune are returning to the island. Didn't learn your lesson the first time, huh? Some engine trouble and weird steering wheel malfunctioning sends them to the island before they're ready, and they disembark and proceed to explore. They don't even bother to check the engine or anything. Anyway, they're not the only morons on the island. A group of 3 backpackers are exploring it for some reason also. They admit to knowing of the zombie curse that wiped out the original people that were there. By the way, now's a good time to mention the zombies. They change according to what the script calls for. Sometimes the zombies are fast, jumping, and running, jungle parkour zombies. Sometimes they just stand still, waiting to be shot. Sometimes they speak. Sometimes they don't. They use weapons randomly too. So one of the soldiers, Tommy, sees a zombie hiding behind a tree and chases it. Yes, the zombie runs from him. He catches it, beats the pee out of it, then turns his back on it to call the others over. Of course, the zombie bites him, and the others arrive to carry him off in search of help. One of the group is incredibly distressed by his comrade being injured, so he shouts obscenities and shoots randomly into the jungle. That helps. Thanks. A few minutes go by, and they find a village. The first building they enter just happens to have a bunch of medical supplies. And a table full of candles called the Circle of Satan. Weird, no one is around, yet the candles are burning. According to the story, it's supposed to keep the zombies from rising. First response of the soldier upon hearing this? Well, that's BS. And he blows out the whole lot. Nice. Exploring more of the building, they find a crate of unexplained weapons. Hooray, M16s. But now Tommy's dead. The 3 backpackers find a cave and explore. They come upon a second Circle of Satan and a book nearby. The Book of the Dead. Necronomicon, maybe? Anyway, one backpacker, David, goads another into reading from the book. The woman in the group thinks it's a bad idea. Don't be silly, David says. The man, Chuck, reads anyway. To open the gates of hell today, these 4 words you must say. And he stops. David then says, well, let me think. You all know the island's history. You found lit candles in a cave with no one around, and now you want Chuck to read the words that'll open the gates of hell. You know, at some point you have to realize you're in a horror movie. Chuck's smart and doesn't read anymore. David does, though, and zombies promptly rise and kill 2 of them, leaving only Chuck. Meanwhile, night has fallen, and the other group is fighting off zombies and trying to figure out why they won't stay down. Chuck happens upon them and tells them to aim for the head. He warns the group that hundreds of zombies are on their way. It's too late though, and tons of zombies are around. Fortunately though, the script calls for slow zombies, because fast jumping zombies right now would have been too exciting. Meanwhile, the woman with the necklace relights the Circle of Satan, places a voodoo amulet in the center of it, and prays to God. Isn't that a conflict of interest? I mean, if you want to pray to God, go for it, but the Circle of Satan and the voodoo also? More zombies attack, some by standing, some by jumping. more of the group gets killed, some quite stupidly. The script pulls a few more surprise zombies out, talking and gun-toting, to keep the audience wondering while it figures out what it wants to do. The woman with the voodoo necklace says, "I know what they want. They want me." At this point in the movie, I just wanted the rest of the group to say, "Really? Okay then." Toss her out the front door and walk casually out the back. Roll credits. Of course they don't. So we eventually come down to 2 characters. Oh wait, I almost forgot the guy who begged them not to let him turn. He died anyway. The others cover up his body and walk away for a moment. I just knew you'd see him rise and attack. But he didn't. One of the characters actually remembers their promise to him. The guy goes back, uncovers the dead man, and... Why does he have a gun now? Oh look, he turned zombie, grabbed a gun, covered himself back up, and was waiting. Bravo, movie! Genius! The last 2 escape the building and find the cave with the Book of the Dead and the second Circle of Satan. Reading from the book, she realizes that she has to sacrifice herself to stop the zombies. She does, but Chuck is killed anyway and she turns into a zombie. The end. Huh? I have to admit though, Chuck's death is my favorite one here. The zombie punches a hole through his back, out of his chest, Chuck crosses his eyes, and dies. Brilliant performance. Wow, this movie bites. If it would have had fan service, it would have had something to keep me interested a wee bit, but nothing. I give this movie a 3 out of 10, only because of the gore. That's all for this week. Let's hope next week's movie is better. I'd say it couldn't be worse, but with these type of flicks... So until next time, be safe, be smart, be ready.